Welcome, Queen. Is your family in your relationship? Well, you remember last week when I shared with you how Miss Victoria, who had dumped her ex boyfriend, felt she couldn't move forward without knowing if he had another woman? And she took her quest to TikTok, and the cousin reached out. The other woman's cousin reached out. Well, I don't know about you, but have you ever experienced your family in your business, in your relationship? If you say I'm not sure, I'm going to share with you four ways they typically do that. And if you say, yes, I most definitely am sure that I have experienced this problem, I'm also going to share a best practice, a solution on how to handle them. So typically, the first thing family will do when they're up in your business, in your relationship, is offer you unsolicited advice. Yeah, what they would do if they were in your shoes. Now, you at the family barbecue, you trying to enjoy your barbecue chicken, and here they come asking you about John. They looking at your hand and they like, I see you still don't have a ring on your hand. How's things going with you and John? Because look like he haven't proposed yet. And if I was you, I'd do so he could go ahead and put a ring on it. Now you can't even enjoy your chicken. Yeah, because they want to tell you what they would do. But you ain't asked them that though. Number two, when family typically get in your business, get all up in your relationship, they will typically do things that undermine your well-being or the growth of your relationship. So it will be clear to you that they are doing things intentionally, willfully, so that your relationship won't grow, so that it won't survive. I mean, just trying to tear it down. Number three, they will typically say things to your partner, to the man you're dating, that cause confusion, that cause arguments. Now, they just talking away, then said something to John. Now, John looking at you with the side eye, talking about, can we talk for a minute? Yeah, come on. We need to go talk. We need to have a conversation because your family member then just said, and now you and John arguing at the family barbecue. Now you really can't enjoy your meal because your family member then ran off at the mouth, and now they didn't upset John, and now John telling you about your family and how they all up in y'all business. Yeah. And lastly, they will tend to make side comments about how you can do better, even though you're happy. If I was you, I would try and think about seeing somebody else, because you could do better. I mean, I know you say you like John and all, and things are going well, but I don't know. Y'all don't seem like y'all should even be together. You seem like you too good for him. But again, you didn't ask them that. And they know you happy. Family just up in your business telling you about how you can do better. Now, it might be true. But again, if you're content, it's not their business. So here is the solution, Queen. Set boundaries. Yeah. Set boundaries. Call a meeting. Say, hey, I want to call a meeting. I want to apologize. Stay with me because I know you apologize. Yeah. Say, I apologize because it's clear to me that you all are not clear on my expectations as it relates to my relationship with John. So today, I just want to lay out on the table. I want to clear the air, make it known what I expect going forward, what I am willing and am not willing to accept when it comes to your interference in my relationship. And then go into your boundaries. Tell them all about your boundaries. Make sure that they understand. Ask them, do you have any questions about anything that I've said? Because you don't want them to come back later and say, oh, I was confused. No, because I asked you if you had questions. And if you need help boundary setting, then by all means, reach out to me and we can work one-on-one together, and I'll help you set your boundaries for your relationship. And here's the thing, you have to hold the boundary. And if you need help with holding the boundaries, we can work on that as well. Because it's one thing to set a boundary, it's another thing to have a plan and action in place when your boundaries are crossed. Because believe me, if your family has been used to, accustomed to crossing your boundaries, they will continue. And you have to have something in place to check them when they do. And so here's what I recommend. I highly recommend that you either eliminate or minimize them being in your life as much as possible. And the reason why I say to do that I recommend that, is because if you make it clear of what your boundaries are and they still do not respect your boundaries, they still cross the line, then what they're showing you is that they don't care, that they don't have your best interest in heart. And so it's one thing for family to care. It's a whole nother thing for them to try to run, insert their will, or sabotage your relationship. And knowing the difference is critical to showing your partner that you're, meaning you and him, are in this together. As always, I'm Coach Sam telling you, 24 hours doesn't seem long, but in 24 hours, you could change your life. So go ahead and do something life-changing now.